We're rolling.
Hey, what's up? I'm Tone Deaf, and I make records. We're here with the Track House today at Sound Emporium Studio B in Nashville, Tennessee, and we're going to record some drums. This is where it all happens here. Drums sound so good in this room. Definitely one of the premier drum rooms in Nashville. I mean, everybody's recorded here. Just walk you through the process of kind of different mics and different techniques. It kind of looks funny right here because of the tint, but we kind of do a tint thing over these kick drums sometimes to get rid of cymbal bleed and anything that we don't want in those microphones right there. On the kick we have an RE20, a D12 or D112, and a Yamaha NS10 sub kick. And I'll show you what I do with that stuff back inside the control room later, but that's my basic kick setup. For snare, you'll see there's 3 mics on that as well. There's a 57, 451, and a bottom 57. The 451's there next to the 57 on top, just to kind of give it a little more snap, a little different character than the 57. Let's see, basic stuff, 451 on a hi-hat. For overheads, I've tried everything from Cole 67s, 251s, you name it. I kind of always go back to the 414s for some reason. They just always sound really even and pick up the kit really, really well. 421s on toms, I've always loved, like everyone else. And I don't ever angle them like most people angle them like this, you know, but I always point them down on top of it, like facing down. For some reason, I think it sounds better. I think it sounds deeper. I could be some superstition, but I like them that way. For room mics, I always put these Coles or something really dark and just round behind the kit, and I face them down about a foot or 2 off the ground. And I'm not looking for any high frequency kind of stuff. I just want a lot of the oof and a lot of the oomph and like the low end from energy from a kit, and you get a lot of that through the floor down here, and that's kind of why I do it that way. I have some further back as well, but I don't use them as much because, again, it's like I don't really want the high frequency cymbal-y stuff. I want the power from like the low end and the low mids. Mono room, pretty standard, kind of just gets the whole kit with one mic and can compress it and do all sorts of weird stuff with it, or just leave it natural, and it kind of depends on project per project what you actually want out of it. All right, now we're going to bring in Austin Valentine, a Nashville session drummer. He's going to play some drums for us. Let's go in and get some sounds. All right, play some drums. I usually start with the overheads, and by usually I mean always, because that's what the kit sounds like, right? 414s just sound good, right? Little EQ, little top, little bottom, scooping some of the low, 500, something like that, just to open them up a little bit. I'm not squashing them very much, and I'm gonna bring them down here because I want it kind of zeroed here at the console. Then I'll move over to my kick. D112. There's my out. A little bit of extra sub. And then we'll go compress this guy a little bit. Just a little bit. We can do more later if we need to. It's just a little bit of control. Then we'll move over to the snare. .451 gives it a little more snap. Do the same thing. I don't know, it's pretty percussive or pretty snappy already. I don't know how much more we need. Just again, a little more control just to kind of keep our peaks. Hat, bring the hat in a little bit. And I like to use an LA3A on the hat to, I just like the color of it and what it does to it. I like the way it sounds. Ride I rarely use, but I just have it if I need it later on. I rarely use it. And now if we get into these Coles, these back low room mics, we'll kind of just solo these for a second. You know what I mean? How dark and thuddy they are, but we can go darker, right? See a lot of the tops rolled off, a lot of 50 hertz bumped, just to kind of give it more of that oomph. Come over here, squash them a little bit with those guys, 1176s. Pretty dope sounding. That's a lot of room, so let's bring them back. Bring in this mono room mic too and see if that helps us. So you can hear the compressor reacting to it. Definitely a little more energy with it. Hit some toms for me, please. And with the kit. Throw them in with the kit. It's a little too much cymbals, but we'll back them off here a little bit. And the toms, like I scoop a lot of the, I'm a little higher than normal. I usually scoop like 400, 500 to 800 to 1K. And I'll even darken them up too, just because I don't like those ticky-tacky, I don't know, drums. I kind of want them to thud and be dark and boomy. I'd rather have that sound. Lower that. A little more room than I would start with unless I'm going for like an effect. I'm gonna back them off a little bit more. And again, like you won't hear a lot of the room in the track. You kind of just feel more just power and energy. And you'll see a lot on here too. I'm always checking phase. Like a lot of these, look how many phase buttons are in. Phase, 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 phase. I mean, you kind of constantly have to be checking with phase. As you'll see, I'm not EQing a lot of stuff. I'm EQing more for effect than anything. Like, if you have a good drummer, a good drum kit, really good microphones, you don't need to do a lot of EQing. You can EQ the shit out of it later if you want, but you don't have to on the way in. And that's what we do.